In this video, we will tell you the shocking story of how a child was injured in a hit-and-run incident at a playground in Markham, Ontario. The child, who is 9 years old, was playing with other kids at a school playground on Beckett Avenue on Saturday afternoon. Suddenly, a black Mitsubishi SUV came speeding onto the school property and crashed through a metal gate. The SUV then hit the child and dragged them for several meters before driving away. The driver did not stop or help the child, who was left bleeding and crying on the ground. The child was taken to hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. The police later found the SUV abandoned in a nearby parking lot and arrested the driver, who was charged with impaired driving and failing to remain at the scene of an accident. The incident left the child with minor injuries, but it could have been much worse. The child was playing on the swings when a speeding car jumped the curb and hit him. The car then fled the scene, leaving the child lying on the ground. Witnesses called 911 and paramedics arrived shortly after. They treated the child for cuts and bruises and took him to hospital for further examination. The child's parents were notified and rushed to his side. They were relieved to hear that he was going to be okay. Meanwhile, the driver of the car did not get very far. He lost control of the vehicle and crashed into a tree on a nearby street. He was found unconscious behind the wheel by a resident who heard the loud bang. The resident also called 911 and police arrived soon after. They recognized the car as the one involved in the hit-and-run and arrested the driver. He was taken to hospital as well, where he was tested for alcohol. The results showed that he was significantly over the legal limit. He was charged with impaired driving causing bodily harm and failing to remain at the scene of an accident. The driver who hit a child in a Markham playground and fled the scene has been identified and charged by the police. His name is Gfrizio Muriel, a 45-year-old man from Toronto. He is facing 3 serious charges: failing to stop after an accident, dangerous operation, and impaired operation. These charges mean that he did not stop to help the injured child, he drove recklessly, and he was under the influence of alcohol or drugs. The police have also suspended his license for 90 days and impounded his vehicle for 7 days. These are the minimum penalties under Ontario law for impaired driving. He will have to appear in court on June 15 to face the consequences of his actions. He could face jail time, fines, or a longer license suspension if convicted. The child he hit is still recovering from his injuries at a hospital. The family and the community are outraged by this incident and demand justice for the child.